The strategic airlift refers to the capability of transporting large number of troops, heavy equipment supplies, or military assets over long distances, usually between different countries or continents or different theaters of war within the country. This type of airlift is essential for rapid deployment in military operations, disaster relief, or humanitarian missions. Strategic airlift are typically large, long-range cargo planes designed to carry substantial payloads and operate from major air bases, as opposed to tactical airlift, which focuses on short-range missions and operate in smaller or more challenging airfields. The key aspects of strategic airlift are the long-range capability. It is characterized by the ability to cover long distances, enabling movement of personnel and material from one part of the world to another without needing multiple refueling stoppages. This is critical for rapid military response and projecting power globally. Other aspect is the heavy lift capability. These aircrafts are capable of carrying heavy and oversized cargo, including military vehicles like tanks, armored personnel carriers, and helicopters, large amount of supplies and personnel. This capacity is essential for supporting large-scale military operations and ensuring critical assets being delivered where they are needed the most.
Let's see when all Indian Air Force has carried out this strategic airlift.
After the historic airlift of October 27, 1948 to save Kashmir, the Indian Air Force Transport Fleet has carried out a stellar role in all operations and various types of humanitarian contingencies. In the year of 2020, the Air Force was called upon to lift a large number of troops, tanks and guns from the hinterland to Ladakh with People Liberation Army's incursions in the eastern sector. The tanks, such as 46-ton T-90, was lifted by the C-17 Globemaster of Indian Air Force, which otherwise has a capacity of 77 tons, though this is reduced in high-altitude areas like that of Ladakh. The rapid deployment enabled not only checking further intrusions, but also forcing the PLA to return back to the original location. Going further into the history, during the 1971 War of Liberation of Bangladesh, wherein the eastern as well as the western front was activated, a sizable troops were moved from east to the west once situation stabilized in the former zone. During extraterritorial deployments, the Indian Air Force has been employed in Sri Lanka and Maldives. In June 1987, the Indian Peacekeeping Force was inducted, and the Indian Air Force had carried out some 70,000 sorties by her transport aircrafts and helicopters during the period of Operation Pawan's deployment. In November 1988, 5 IL-76 and 30 AN-32 aircraft were employed to counter a coup in Maldives. The Indian Air Force has also been used in a strategic role for multiple humanitarian missions, disaster relief, particularly during the tsunami of 2004. This apart, the necessity of airlifting large number of Indian citizens from abroad in time of crisis, such as in Yemen and Ukraine, to providing transportation of oxygen concentrators during the second wave of COVID-19 in the country in mid of 2021. All these underline the important role that is played by the Indian Air Force's strategic lift capability. The strategic lift capability of the Indian Air Force will be a key determinant of the campaign winning factors such as mobility, flexibility in response at the national as well as military strategic level, and thus provide options of deterrence, surprise and deception alongside the effective logistics support to various commanders and the leaders.